Hey yo, you y'all. Hey yo, what up? What up? What up? Y'all gotta pardon me. I gotta get used to these new headsets I got on. Yeah, still gotta get used to the way they sound. What's good, Brown Do Life? What's good, fam? Yeah, I got to get used to all this. This is I'm not used to this type of luxury. So just saying. Let me try to I think I think I should be good to go now. All right, but yeah, this live stream was rescheduled. I know I had it posted the other day and I wasn't able to show up. Well, I had a busy work week, but I'm back to at least do this live stream. I got some other uploads coming up too. So just a little FYI out there. So yeah, some more live streams, some more uploads. Yeah, it's been really busy since they lifting a lot of those COVID-19 mandates. So I'm back again, even though it's been pretty busy at work lately. It's good to see everybody, and I hope that despite the rescheduling I had to do, that people will still come in. So little by little, here we go. But yeah, without any further ado, what's good, Brown Do Life once again. And just like he said, make sure y'all hit that like button. And I'll wait till more people come in the building just to give me an idea of how I sound on this microphone. Like I said, I got something pretty luxurious right now. So hopefully my microphone sounds good. Hey, Brown Do Life, give me a 1 in the chat. Let me actually take it off of my charger just in case that will interfere with the sound. 1 second. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Now, was jacked up was that I actually had a different avatar I wanted to use for this live stream tonight, but for some reason StreamYard wasn't letting me upload my different avatar I wanted to use for this live stream. Unfortunately, I was going to use the Flash Gordon avatar for this live stream. Yeah, it really sucked. Now I wonder. And it looks like y'all giving me ones in the chat, so that's cool. I appreciate that. I see you, Roger. I see you, fam. So we are definitely gonna let me see something here. Yeah, it doesn't let me set up my avatar. I think I can only change my avatar when I'm on somebody else's panel. That's when they'll let me know. Yeah, but no, I gotta get used to certain luxuries that I have right now. I've been stepping it up in regards to my sound quality. I don't like to talk too much on that because I know a lot of people be talking about microphones and all that stuff. That's not me. I just know that I have a certain way I talk, and I want y'all to see how that just only gets better with time. Let's see. Brown Do Life said, yo, the mayor of St. Louis is for defunding the police. What do you think about that? I say cool, given what has been done because of the police. You know, what's negatively been done because of the police. I think if more people had their own sense of justice, and I'm not talking about in a bad way, I'm just saying in general, if people had their sense of justice, this would be a better world. Look at all the rich people. Do they not have their own security? Their neighborhoods are well protected, well fortified. How come average Joes can't do the same thing? You might not be able to afford that security, but we can secure ourselves, if you will. Hey, good to see you once again, Emma. Good to see you once again, sweetie. But yeah, let's get going. I wanted to talk about like this trilogy with this high vibrational man. So the first one, whoo, yeah, it picked up a lot of traction. I mean, within one day, I had 1,000 views. Man, I'm not saying I'll get it back because most people don't like sequels. I get it. Part one was probably the best one from most people's perspectives. Not saying that's like like people see that about what I got to offer, but I'm just saying most people usually see like the part one as the best one. I don't know, but and I've noticed my numbers for the sequel were not as much as obviously the first one, but that's fine. I'm not really thinking too much about the numbers, but it's cool to know that yes, someone actually liked what yours truly was talking about. Um, yeah, I know, right? Brown do life. I know, for sure, fam. I was like, wow. But yeah, first and foremost, before we get started with this live stream, I want to give a personal shout out to Shahrazad Ali because she was on a live stream with MTR, and his channel is known as mediocre. What is it? Mediocre tutorials and reviews, but you can just call him You could call him MTR. Shout out to MTR as well. But yeah, he did an interview with Shahrazad Ali. And how does she tie in with this live stream is simply by the fact that she said there is not enough men spiritually qualified to be around women. Now, I'm not saying those the exact words that she said because I don't want to like make it seem like I'm plagiarizing somebody, but pretty similar. That's what she said. And I was like, yo, that's dope. Like, ties right in with this high vibrational man. Because as I've said in the previous live streams, high vibrational is spiritual. It ain't financial. It's all spiritual. So all this talk about how much money you got to have in your bank account, all that is pretty much null and voided. It's what it took for you to get that money into your banking account. If that's even the most important thing that you have in your mind right now, which money shouldn't be, but I'm just saying if you got the money, it took something for you to get the money. Just saying. But yeah, shout out to Shahrazad Ali for bringing that up. She also brought up some other things, just mainly saying how she couldn't be around a man if he wasn't godly, if you will. So it ties right in with some live streams I've done previously about a God amongst men. Um, but it's all that is based on someone of a high vibration. It's all based on that. It has nothing to do with money. This is not about the high value man. This is about the high vibrational man over here. Now, think about this. And I know some people have said this about me lately. They be like, Ray, like listening to you is like a breath of fresh air, considering what has been out here, especially amongst the manosphere. And as I like to always say, yours truly, theotherayj, is not affiliated with the manosphere. I do know people in the manosphere and they know me, but I am not affiliated with the manosphere. What you see over here is free thought. What you see over here is me talking from what I like to call the inverted perspective. And overall, like what I do over here is I try my best to take it a step further because see, I try not to even use manosphere talking points, which is why once again the inverted perspective is my talking point. So I'm giving a lot away without giving a lot away. But at least y'all know where they got it from, right? But to keep going, people would I think like a high vibrational voice is like a breath of fresh air. So that's the thing when some people listen to me, they say, yo, Ray, you sound like a breath of fresh air. It's the high vibration. I can't help it. I'm blessed to be a blessing, blessed and highly favored. And we all just need to walk in a similar likeness, and not be like this manosphere and all these other popular opinions out there, popular media. Don't be part of the popular. Yes, do not be part of the popular, okay? The populace, the metropolis, if you will. But I guess overall, people continue to say that about me, that I'm a breath of fresh air. I try my best to be in the most humblest of way. Hey, what's good, Polo? Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Good to see you. Now, see, one thing I want to bring up is also when y'all know about the rapper Young Jock when he became rich. See, like how this ties in with what I'm saying is, if you think about it, like when the average person gets rich, everybody asking them for money. They weren't even looking that person's way when they had no money, but when they got rich, everybody started asking them for money. Now, in regards to when you have a higher vibration, you don't get a lot of people coming to you. It's funny, everybody come to you when you get more money, but nobody comes to you when you're on a higher vibration. Maybe it's a good deterrent. Maybe it's a good deterrent. Just be on a high vibration and just be like, yo, my funds are low, but my vibration is high. So despite of like, and Young Jock is just one of many examples of celebrities that had to deal with family, always chasing after them when they get a little bit of money. But like I said, if Young Jock had been the same person without all that money, but just on a higher vibration, nobody would come to him. I have more of a wealth of knowledge than I could ever give you with a wealth of money. I feel that way right now. Health is wealth. And I feel that the mental, the physical, and the spiritual health is a lot of wealth as well. Shalom, Wadner. Shalom, shalom. Hey, the Most High has been great, man. I can't complain. Through everything and through it all, he gets me home, man. He gets me home. He helps me to be safe out there on the roads. It's been crazy out there, man. I got stories for days. I got some stories for y'all that, woo, I'm sharing some of my stuff on Instagram. Check me out on my IG at theotherayj, all lowercase letters, one R in the middle. Roger, you said, I've been having some battles with my light and dark side. I feel like Malcolm X 1 minute and Iceberg Slim the next. Oh, yeah, man. You'll get through it. Just always lean to the light, though. Like it says in the scripture, there's life, there's death, there's blessing, and there's curses. But choose life. Choose the light, if you will. Always choose the bright side, not the dark side. Don't become like Anakin Skywalker. All right, we're going to keep going, though. We're going to keep going. We're just getting started, y'all. I haven't even turned on the oven yet. But make sure that prior to that, because you got to have your appetizers before the meal, make sure that you grab your popcorn, your nachos, your hot dogs, and your soda, and maybe a small slice of pizza. Me, I got a couple of slices on me right now, but I ain't going to eat while I'm talking to y'all. If I'm really hungry, I'm just going to put it on mute. Maybe take a sip. I got a little something to sip on the side too while we talking. Let's keep going. We're gonna toast up to this. Okay. Now also tying this in with the high vibrational man. So hear about everything that I'm saying. Take note, because I'm gonna tie all this together towards the end of this live stream. Now, there's this thing out there about like you'll hear some gals, maybe some guys that didn't know any better. They'll say things like mothers they'll say mothers are the first teachers. That's what you'll hear them say. They'll say mothers are the first teachers. What if I were to tell you that mothers are not the first teachers? Mothers are the first students. That's what they are. They were the first students to the man that's in their life, and all she did was pass down that knowledge to the children. So in essence, the children aren't getting knowledge from the mother. The children are actually getting the knowledge from the father that was passed to the mother. That's why I say the mothers aren't necessarily the first teachers. They are the first students, but you never heard nobody tell you that until now. Now, I know that is still kind of to some folk out there that are stuck on their way of thinking. I know to them what I said, that they'll say that what I just said doesn't make sense. Hey, it is what it is. Let's keep it moving though, right? Now, unfortunately, since I couldn't put my Flash Gordon avatar up here for y'all to see so proudly in this trilogy, all I can do is just sort of talk about what I was talking about before in regards to Flash Gordon. Now, Flash Gordon, he had this idea that, well, not just idea, but And you can say he had fast ideas because Flash Gordon was fast. Um, he not only ran fast, he thought fast, he could talk fast, he could move his hands fast, his eye twitch was fast. Everything was fast about Flash Gordon. See, like when he thinks, it's faster than how we think. He said he thought in attoseconds. I brought that up in the sequel, how Flash Gordon thought in attoseconds. You look up attoseconds, it's basically a second to a second. Now, if you want to get more technical, it just means 1 times 10/18 of a second, if you will. So and if you want to get further with that, it just means like an attosecond is a second to what a second is to about 31.71 billion years per se. So an attosecond is quick, much quicker than a second. Yes, an attosecond is a second within a second. Now, how all this ties in with a high vibrational man? Well, it's about getting up to speed in the fact that you are the first teacher to all people that come within contact of you because you're giving them something that they've never heard of before. Hey, what's good, Tito Don? Good to see you up in the building for the first time. I know you be at my other channel, Mack Era. Good to see you over here for the first time. For sure. Going to sleep, around new life. Yeah, I feel you, fam. Just come back, check out the replay. I started out a little later tonight, man, because I had to fix up my studio, getting that a little better over time. Who knows? I might show a little preview, but maybe not. But y'all know I'm doing what I gotta do. Well, actually doing what I want to do, doing what more than likely I'm called to do in many ways. For sure. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, fam. I'm glad you're here, Tito. Yeah, check out that replay, Brown Do Life. Check out that replay. Hey, what's good, Fire Pack? Good to see you back up in the building, fam. Oh, hello, Charlotte Swan. Long time no see. Good to see you once again, though, sweetie. Yes, bring the ladies back. Bringing the ladies back in the building. We always need the ladies in the building. The gentlemen like the ladies around, okay? But yeah, but think about this once again about Flash Gordon. You got to be like Flash Gordon in regards to the high vibrational man, and that's in regards to uh teaching things. Now, think about what I said. Think about what I said. The man being the first teacher, not the mother being the first teacher. Yes, think about what I said about the man being the first teacher, not the mother being the first teacher. The mother is just passing down what she's learned from that man in her life. She's passing that down to the children. That's all she's doing. The word first, that's like running in a race. You want to be in first place, right? You want to be first. The high vibrational man is always what? First. But not that you are competitive. This is just who you are. You're always first. You're always a pioneer. You're always ahead of your time. You're always ahead of the curve. You're always ahead of the game. Yes, I said game. As a high vibrational man, you're so ahead of the game, you can't even look back at it because you're so far ahead of it. That's what I mean. So it's all about being first as a high vibrational man. You're probably the first one of your kind, of your kinfolk, that is, to be on a high vibration. You probably were the first one in your family. You were the first one in your family that was high vibrational. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And ladies, since I do got some ladies in the building, and even for the ladies checking this out on the replay, it's a blessing when you do know a guy that he'll tell you, like, he'll tell you how old he is or whatever, and then he'll tell you if he's the oldest or the youngest in his family, or even if he's the only child. It doesn't matter. It's a blessing when he tells you, man, I'm really like the only one in my family that's got, the head over the shoulders. There ain't nobody in my family like me. So that tells you right there, sweetie, he's on a higher vibration because no one else in his family is like him. The rest of his family is locked up. The rest of his family is dead. The rest of his family have lost their minds. The rest of his family is probably on some type of drugs, strung out, you name it. But he's the only one that is not. That should tell you something right there, sweetie. But let's get going with this getting up to speed. Now, you think about Flash Gordon, you think it's so easy for him to run. No, it's not that easy. And I looked this up, because there was like these scientific channels on YouTube that talk about, would it be possible for humans to run at blazing speed like Flash Gordon safely? Well, obviously that should tell you no, it won't be safe because of the blaze from the speed. Let's talk about this blaze. Now, actually getting up to speed is dangerous. It is for anything, even for a speeding bullet. Superman, faster than a speeding bullet. Actually, though, in the comic book world, Flash Gordon even beat it Superman. But yeah, getting up to speed is actually dangerous. Now, getting up to speed is always gradual for that reason. Now, we got the Tokyo Olympics coming up this year. They're still going to have it, regardless of all the COVID-19 that took place. And I always wanted to go to Tokyo. They got the bullet trains, right? They call them the Shinkansen. And that's Japanese for bullet train, basically. Now, when you're on a bullet train, you don't even know that you're going that fast because they build up the speed gradually. I'd say they do a better job at building up the speed gradually than airlines do with taking off. Now, see, they take off at half power actually, just to make things safer for everybody on board so you don't feel the G forces that much. But it still ain't as smooth as a bullet train departing. The bullet trains have the smoothest departures for high speed. It's not even an airliner. They're better at getting up to speed than an airliner. What does that tell you about bullet trains? Now, you want to be smooth like that when you're getting up to speed, when you have this real speed on you like Flash Gordon. It's always a gradual thing. So think about your life, fellas. Getting up to speed is a gradual thing. What do I mean by actually getting up to speed? It's not about being on your purpose. No, it's not about that. You hear a lot of guys out here talk about that. No, what I mean by getting up to speed, it goes back to this mac and it goes back to this macaroni and cheese, if you know what I'm talking about. And don't be, excuse me, and don't be like no bland macaroni. You want to have some seasoning. So there you go. Make sure you have your seasoning on your macaroni. Don't have it bland. So that gives you an idea of getting up to speed. So basically, overall, this means it's going to take time. You got to get some seasoning on you. Don't rush your success. Don't rush it. You already know what your capabilities are. You know how fast that bullet train is. So why you worried? You're built for it. Like that bullet train is built for it. It's built for it. That rocket was built for it. It's going to get up to speed and it's going to be fine. So you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. So don't fret. Take your time, get things together. I don't care what it is and where you're at in your life, whether you're just trying to have a better home, better place to live. Maybe right now, some of y'all don't have a place to live. I've been there. Okay. Better transportation, a better job, a better family for you guys to have children. I don't care what it is, but getting up to speed. Some of you want to have businesses. Yes, exactly, Fire Pack. Patience is key. When you know that you got what it takes, you'll be fine. It's like being on a highway. You thought the semi that was accelerating did not have what it takes. But once that semi goes through all of its 16 gears, now it's up to speed. You're like, look at this 18-wheeler. It's going right around me. And that's how you're going to be in life amongst a lot of people. But getting up to speed is gradual because it's dangerous due to the G-forces. Okay, that's one thing. But also the extreme heat, the blaze of the speed. You're trying to run at blazing speed. Well, you're going to feel a lot of blazing heat. Like some of the fastest planes in the world, when they fly, the faster they fly, the more heat they actually feel. That's why a lot of these faster planes have to fly higher in the sky to the higher elevations because it's colder up there. Because they have to fly faster where it's colder because they get hotter. That's a bar right there. Now let's keep going. They the speed, getting up to speed, if you go too fast, it's going to be dangerous, like I said, due to the G forces, due to the extreme heat. But also keep in mind something as benign as possible debris. I mean, you on the highway all the time, you see debris, you see folk that are careless, and all kind of stuff be thrown out on the highway. Bungee cord straps, plywood, plaster from construction, furniture. I've seen someone drop a couch on the highway. I've seen somebody's car fall off the trailer on the highway. I kid you not. But see, you're trying to get up to speed. You're just thinking it's about getting up to speed. You're not thinking about what's in front of you that could stop you real quick. They say that ironically, if you ran fast like Flash Gordon, but you hit a housefly. Yes, I'm talking about an actual housefly. They said that's equivalent to getting hit by a bullet. When you run into a housefly running at the speed that Flash Gordon runs at. So just imagine you getting shot literally by a housefly while you running. That's crazy, right? Getting up to speed. So it takes more than speed while you're getting up to speed. It takes, so what I'm saying basically about what I mean by getting up to speed, it's more than just your momentum. That's why when I say mojo, I don't necessarily mean your momentum. Your momentum is just part of your mojo. It's not enough to just have speed. Because if that's all you got, you're going to get hurt real quick. You're going to run into something real quick. It's going to trip you up. It's going to tear you to pieces. You never know. Okay. But think about all that. So it took more, like they say, I believe, like with Flash Gordon, he had ran so fast he knew how to develop a bubble around himself that protected him from the heat as well as the debris and even the G forces he would experience. So think about a lot of this, being this high vibrational guy as you get up to speed, right? You need a lot of protection around you as you get up to speed. This means don't let a lot of things get close to you, associate with you. If it's not trying to be a part of you, if it's not trying to help you get better, help you get up to speed, you got to watch who you have around you. You got to watch the things you have around you. You got to watch the food that you have around you. You got to watch the things that you drink. If you know that drink gonna slow you down, literally slow you down of your, if it's gonna slow you down of your speed, don't drink the drink. It's that simple. Don't eat that food if it's going to slow you down. Basically, don't be around things, places, and people that will slow you down. Because as a high vibrational man, you got to be up to speed and you don't want things to slow you down. You want to always be Flash Gordon with it at all times. Exactly, Tito. Choices. You already know it. Like E40 said, nope. Yup. Everybody got choices all day long. Yeah, man. We're going to keep moving with this, keep grooving with this. Let's keep talking. Now, from another perspective, if we're talking about this getting up to speed, think about the generational aspect of this. Getting up to speed. Think about what I just said a few minutes ago. Think about what I just said a few minutes ago about you being the first person in your family to be a certain way, to be high vibrational. Think about how long it took. Think about the many generations that went by until someone in the family was like you. Think about that. So think about the fact that even if you don't think you where you are now, think about how far you've come if you look back at your family and your lineage. You already the chosen one. You just don't know it yet. Kind of like what Morpheus told Neo. You're already here. You just don't know it yet. You keep looking too far ahead. That's your problem. Your problem is you're looking too far ahead. You need to be seeing who you are right now because you're already that right now. I don't know who this speaks to, but it's speaking to you, whoever you are. You're already high vibrational, man. And ladies, you become high vibrational once you plug in with him. Plug in. take on some of that energy and let it be reciprocal. There you go. Let's keep going. Now, we're going to continue to kind of side by side the high value man with the high vibrational man that I'm speaking on over here. Once again, as I need to put out as a disclaimer, this is not bashing Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. But there's more to this conversation than just the high value man. What about the man that's high vibrational? He didn't have all the money. He didn't need all the money to be a certain way. But even if he had some of the money, he still was a certain way. Check out Keanu Reeves. Look at him. There you go. Now, fast money. We talk about fast money. Now, which one would y'all want? Would you want fast money or fast perception? Think about it. Fast money or fast perception. You got a lot of people that get fast money, but they have no fast perception. They didn't perceive the gunshot that was around the corner waiting on them because they were so focused on getting fast money. No pun intended. I'm just saying. You know, this can happen to even the regular folk that are just working hard to do the 9 to 5. You so caught up on the job, you're not even thinking about your own safety after you get off your job, after you get off the clock. You're not thinking about how you need to make your life healthier because you're so focused on the money you need to make on the clock. Everybody's so caught up on making the fast money, they end up living a fast life and they end up having a quick death to add to all that. You know, so I don't know about y'all. I could tell you what I would prefer, but it's up to you. Fast money or fast perception? Fast perception, thinking in attoseconds, a second within a second. Flash Gordon, you tell me. Some people would rather, instead of have quick thinking, they want quick cha-ching. You see? Tito said, you just hit it on the head. Appreciate it, fam. He said, you just hit it on the head. Too many have gotten caught up in being able to be defined without considering if that's always going to be the most beneficial thing to be. Facts. Exactly. Now, we just talked about that, the money or the perception. Now, another thing that I remembered from just checking out Kevin Samuels a few times, you know, it talks about, you know, these guys like when the way a man's true financial stride takes place is actually when he's 45. Between 45 to 55 years old is when most fellas will have their financial stride. So if you're 35, nah. If you're not 45 yet, I'm not 45 yet, given the date of this live stream. Guess what? Yours truly has not hit his financial stride yet. As Kevin Samuels said, that happens when you're 45, between 45 and 55. So, hey, if some of y'all want a high value man, hey, guess what? I'm not in my financial stride, baby. I don't know what to tell you. So I don't have no money to trick off to you. We doing ramen noodles, we doing some beefaroni, and we doing some Vienna sausages. Holla. Hey, I was just saying, I ain't in my financial stride yet. Now, like I just said, Kevin Samuels said the financial stride starts between 45 and 55. So basically, when you start 45 years old, that's when you'll be doing good. Now, we just talked about the financial stride, but what about the spiritual stride? What age do you start the spiritual stride? Good question. And what is the actual spiritual stride? What is the financial stride? I mean, you hear people, you know, you hear like even Kevin Samuels, he talked about it. I mean, what is this financial stride? I mean, what is it? Is it an actual definition? I mean, does it have any terminology or, you know, I mean, just makes you wonder, what does it mean? But really, from what I've gathered, there's really no definition of a financial stride. There really isn't. One usually sees your stride as more or less your increase in revenue or income, because income and revenue are not the same thing. Income is just the money that you make. Revenue is the money that you take home from the money that you make. Okay. So kind of what Kevin Samuels, I believe, is talking about with the financial stride is a mixture of the income and the revenue ratio. You're starting to bloom in both areas. You're not just making money and not able to take it home. You making money and you able to take money home. Now, Roger, he just said in regards to his spiritual stride, he said 33. Okay, I can relate to that. I'd say this, because see, if we want to really talk, y'all, if y'all want to really go there, we can. We can. I don't want to get too deep on y'all, but I'll get just a little bit deep on y'all. Now, when you run, do they not say if you want a quicker time, you got to increase your stride? And guess what? When you increase your stride, guess what that means? Less steps you have to take. Ooh, let that marinate. Let that marinate. Let that marinate. So as you increase your stride, you only have to take so many steps going forward. So there are different strides. So let's say you started at 23, your spiritual stride, but it took you getting to Roger's age of 33 to increase your stride. But nevertheless, you're still moving along, as they say. So I say the spiritual stride doesn't really have a time frame. It's just up to you when you decide to think beyond the physical. You start to really get into the spiritual and you start to totally be a different person. I got a certain age when I started my actual spiritual stride, but I can say I increased my stride, less steps I had to take actually when I turned 30. So a lot can happen at 30 spiritually. So let's keep going with this. Of course, you go back to the money talk. You hear the common statement from a lot of these females that aren't women. They'll say things like, he doesn't make enough money to provide. They'll say that, right? Now that a lot of these females that are women, they got all this money in the world. Look at them. A lot of them still don't have a man. A lot of them don't. And if she wants a man in her life, she expects him to make more money than she does. Yeah, she expects him to make more money than she does. And in most cases, if those unions do take place, they're not a happy one. Maybe she's fulfilling her goals because, some chicks actually write down the goals they want to accomplish. You'll have some that be like, I want to go to the military. I want to graduate at this age. And then at this age, I want to get married. And then at this age, I want to have kids. She staged her whole life. It wasn't love and that. She just planned it. She planned to have kids. She planned this stuff. There was no love involved. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about y'all, but I would not want to be part of a plan. Okay. But that's kind of where it's at. But like I said, my point is, it's not a happy union when you got people like that who got money, but she just sees a guy as just part of her plan, but not really part of the love that she has to reciprocate to him. There's no love, baby. It's just all a plan based on what I've already had in mind, you know. And I also plan on leaving you too if this doesn't work out the way it should. Ooh, see. Now let's keep going. I feel like this, since I just said all that, you see all the unhappiness that comes from that? Because, sweetie, having a man in your life is not a financial thing. It's really not a financial thing. Having a man in your life is a spiritual thing. It's a vibrational thing, a high vibrational thing. Now, if you have a male in your life versus a man, it's a low vibrational thing. The most successful thing a feminine gender can do in her life is to have a man in her life. And he acknowledges her as his woman, or basically as the woman in his life, as I like to say. And I prefer to say the woman in my life. I prefer to say that instead, overall. But see, despite all these degrees, all these accomplishments, all this money you make, all the cars, the houses, you could say, I did it. I'm a boss chick. That means nothing if you don't even have a man in your life and you can't even keep a man in your life. All that other stuff means nothing. Let's see. Emma says something. Emma said, Ray J, I hear most relationships break down due to financial issues and stresses. Yep, unfortunately, they got themselves focused in the wrong areas. In a nutshell, that's what happens. You know, even all that financial stuff, that's all you could nip all that in the bud. You could nip all that. Yeah, you could nip all that in a bud. My bad, y'all. Got a little tongue tied there. But all that stuff is null and voided. Because like I said, people being together is not a financial thing. It's not. It's a spiritual thing. So put the money out of the situation. We need to get something to eat. Oh, we'll work on that. Okay. Oh, we got bills. All this stuff. We'll work on that. But it's based on our uh, vibration. It's not based on our financial institution. Because I know people that got money and they will not share it. They will have separate accounts just in case things don't work out well. You ain't taking my money. I got my own money. But then that becomes a legal issue, like what Dr. Dre being going through right now. That's a side note. Now, like I said, I personally prefer to say the woman in my life. Side note, the reason why she's called the rib is simply based on scripture, where it says, she's the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. Let me repeat, the bone of my bone. She's a bone of my rib bones. Ooh, now that goes deep. That goes deep. She's not just the bone, she's the bone of my bone. She's a bone of my rib bones. So she's not just one bone. Like she's part of several bones that I may already have. But that's another conversation for another day. But she's definitely an important part of my rib. You know, people say she's the rib. No, she's part of the rib. She's the rib bone of the rib. That's literally what she is. She's the rib bone of the rib. So let's keep it moving. Let's see what everybody else say. Let me see. Tito said, I think that's just what people I think that's just what people uh, you say, I think that's just what people say today due to them not really getting down to the nuts and bolts of this game, this dynamic between men and women. Hence why the problem still exists. And that's the thing, you know, especially over here at this channel, I don't even do all the games. I don't even like to talk about all the game, even the word game itself, like everybody else do. It's like once you take game out of the relationship, it makes things so much better. And of course, like I always like to say, you know, that you got the masculine principles and the feminine dynamics. You know, so you know, some people like to say masculine principles and feminine principles, but I like to say masculine principles and feminine dynamics because literally with her, it is a dynamic. And so yeah, it does tie in with what you're saying, Tito, with the dynamic between men and women. But really, it's overall um, the man dealing with the woman's dynamics based on his principles. There you go. hmm And then Emma, you said Ray J and Tito, maybe she is really saying low key, the man lacks ambitions. Finances is byproduct of that. Oh yeah. It depends. It depends, Emma. And I do hear where you're coming from with that. I do hear where you're coming from with that. And so it definitely depends on the conversation. It depends on the lens. You know, because you have some females that aren't women, they do use the word ambition a lot, but really they're just sugarcoating finances for ambition. But you do have others who do mean well by the word ambition. So it definitely, it depends on the lens, if you will. But all this to say in regards to the high vibrational man, leave the finances out of it. We could talk about ambition though, that's fine. But as long as the finances is left out of it. Look at this money that you might see around me as it's no different than the leaves that fall off the tree. It's just part of the background. That's all it is. It's literally part of the background. That's all it is. Tito, you said the other Ray J, bro, you have great clarity. I appreciate that, fam. Right on, I appreciate that. All right. Now y'all know about that song. I think it was by Junior Mafia. Money, power, respect is what you need in life. You know when they say that. I used to laugh at that when I first heard that song when I was a kid, because I never understood it. I used to say when I was a kid, and I first heard that song, Money, Power, Respect, I used to be like, well, why people gotta be selfish? That was like the first thing that came out of my mouth. Because what they're not having in that is love. There's no love in this idea of money, power, and respect. You know, and some people prefer it that way. Some people be like, look, you ain't gotta love me, you just gotta respect me. You gotta just you gotta just recognize my power. And you with me because of my money. Like, and that's how a lot of, like, if you want to really talk on black pill, which I rarely do at this channel, that's kind of what it's like. Like, there's no love there. She's only doing you favors, if you will, because of the fact that you got money, you got power, you got respect, but there's no love there. So what happens if you no longer have money? Well, you might not have no power and you might not have no respect. What happens if you have no power? Well, you might still have money, but you know, you probably still won't have respect. What happens if you don't have respect? And you have power and you have money, but you're going to be having people come after you all the time. So it just becomes a very dark web, if you ask me. So I say this now, since I never liked that statement, money, power, and respect. Like I said, when I was young, I thought, you know, people are selfish to think like that. And I still think that way right now about people who only live on money, power, and respect. I say this now, instead of money, power, and respect, what about vibe, empowerment, and reverence? What about that? What about that? Okay. Vibes. Vibe ain't got nothing to do with money. Vibe in many ways actually represents communal. It represents love. It represents charity. And when you got a good vibe with someone, guess what? You naturally want to look out for them. And they're gonna look out for you. You might even shed a tear because you're like, man, nobody ain't never looked out for me like this in a long time. Or you might be like, some just moved me to see if you needed something. That's just based on the vibe, right? That's based on the vibe. It ain't have nothing to do with the money. Literally, my vibe is wanting me to look out for you. I could care less about this money on me. I'm not trying to be selfish. Okay. I ain't trying to be selfish because I'm blessed to be a blessing. Like whatever I'm blessed with, I'm supposed to bless other people. Like I say that about myself every day. And that's actually has helped me to maintain certain luxuries in my life. Why? Because I'm making sure that people around me are luxurious. Okay, I stayed at a nice room the other day. Guess what? I paid for somebody else to stay in that same room, if you will. You know, somebody didn't have a room. Somebody was out on the street. But I just left a nice 5-star hotel. Guess what? Booked a room for them so they can have somewhere to stay that night in a very nice room. I didn't ask for nothing back. I told them, give them the room. Don't put my name on the reservation. Don't tell them it was me. They found out it was me though. It was like, oh my God, you're so kind, oh Ray. You know, but it was just like, I know how it would be if it was me. So see, that's vibe versus money, right? Now let's get to, you know, money, power, respect. And I just talked about vibe. And now we're going to talk about empowerment, then talk about reverence. So vibe, okay, cool. Just talked about that. Has nothing to do with money. Empowerment versus power. Empowerment. That's also something that's not selfish. Empowerment. I'm trying to give you some of this power. Okay. Power usually is selfish. It's usually self-serving. Okay. It's not about helping other people stand up, be empowered, if you will. It's not about spreading the love. It's not about helping other people. It's not about us getting along. You see, it's not about none of that. But yeah, you want me to respect you? You want me to respect you, but you're not putting me on. You're not looking out for me, but you want me to respect you. It's funny the way this world is, right? It's funny. And you wonder why. You wonder why vibrations are so low. And I believe they've been as low as they have ever been before in history. Even from back in the days, I think like I've never seen such low vibrations. I've never witnessed it. I've never seen a recorded statistic of certain low vibrations. Like now it's like very low vibrations in this society. Never seen it. This is like historical what's going on right now, y'all. Tito, you said that's wholesome versus that old junk food theory. You already know, fam. You already know. Right on, right on. Emma, you said I thought the beta male provider is blue pill and black pill is deep psychological rage, like beyond red pill rage. Um Now see, yeah, the beta male provider is blue pill, Emma. And what I mean by the black pill side of it, uh, it just means more or less not that you're being a beta male provider, but you're giving in to the whole self-serving aspect of things. That's kind of where it comes from. You know, the whole black pill thought is very self-serving. You know, and I get the way it functions, but it functions within the matrix, if you will, the way that it functions. you know. And yeah, I feel you, Tito. I know you telling Emma like yeah, you don't do the pill thing. A lot of people are stepping away from that. But see, here is the thing though, and I do try to at least have people get back to this certain perspective. I believe the red pill is the scripture. It is the truth. The truth represents the pill that is hard to swallow. Okay. So to me, that's the real red pill. The red pill is the pill that is hard to swallow. The truth that's hard to swallow, if you will. So look at this world. They don't want the real truth. So everybody's living within the status quo matrix, blue pill. So that's where that is. So even if we don't acknowledge the pills, there's no denying the way that it works. You see how that goes? But and of course I stepped away from all of that and been talking about my take on this idea of white pill, which some people have out here on this space too, and they've talked about it from the standpoint of hope. But I don't talk about white pill like that from my perspective. I talk about it from the standpoint of utilizing your faith, what I believe real macking is, what I believe the real mojo is. It's about what you make of life. It's about what you mac of life. That real white pill talk, the real out of matrix type of talk, you know. So oh yeah, facts. Facts, Polo. Yeah, her nature is black pill. Her chaos equals her cosmos. Yep. And that's why you got to invade her cosmos. You got to invade it. Turn her black into the white. Ooh. Turn her dark into the light. Yeah. Emma, you said, Ray J, can you explain black pill? I'm completely confused. Well, just to give you just a light talk on it, I'll just start from the top. Red pill. Well, blue pill means living status quo. Red pill means not living status quo. You're living outside the matrix. That's what it's supposed to be. That's another story now. Black pill means you still live within the status quo, but you operate differently. That's black pill. The whole idea of what the rabbit hole is, that's black pill. So there you go. Yep, that's true, Roger. Black pill is the pimp pill because yeah, you living within the constructs of the status quo, the matrix, the society, but you operate differently within it. You see deeper into what the society actually is. Yeah. And it's funny because, even if we don't talk about pills, guess what? The people that have lost their mind, what? They take pills. It's funny how that works. But I just like to say pill logic. It just clears the air. But see, uh, not to digress too much, but see, it takes a high vibrational man to differentiate all these different things. It does. Uh, and see, I'm gonna get back to y'all comments here shortly, but my thing is, think about this, y'all. So I just talked about empowerment. I talked about the vibe. What about reverence? Because money, power, respect, and then I said, what about vibe, empowerment, and reverence? Now let's get to the reverence aspect versus respect, because everybody wants respect, but respect is earned, not given. That's what people don't realize about respect. But people call themselves wanting to make you respect them. That's perversion, that's manipulation. But that's kind of what money and power does. And you can do that with money and power in this type of world. They say what? Money talks. So a manipulation of something that a person hasn't even earned. Now, this idea of reverence, that takes true respect to another level, because that means that reverence means that a person has a deep respect for you. So it's not just enough that you have earned their respect. It's the fact that now that you have earned someone's respect, that they have a deep respect for you that will never, ever falter. Like they will always look up to you in some way, shape, or form. You know? Yep, that's true about the white pill, Roger. Yep. The God pill, the white pill. Yep. Yeah, we're trying to get people on the right path. Definitely are. Um, but yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Get beyond all this worldly talk. Get out of the matrix, truly out the matrix. And it's funny and it's sad that what people call red pill nowadays is it's more blue pill talks than anything. It's not red pill at all. You're still sounding blue pill. But yeah, that's another discussion. Not to digress. Not to get back to kind of what I've been talking about here. Um, Fellas, the reason why it's taking her so long to come back is because she initially thought that you were too controlling. You know, now if you're a so-called black guy, if you will, a lot of these females that aren't women, they don't like a so-called black patriarchal fella. They don't like you if you are patriarchal. And all patriarchal really is just you being a gentleman. That's all it really is. I'm not going to even say the word masculine because that can get flags to a certain extent. So just say a gentleman. They don't like real gentlemen. They don't. They don't like someone that represents a real gentry, a real royalty. Royalty coming from the Most High, if you will, coming from the Creator. You know, I realized that like any good father, even like the Most High, he is trying to put her in the right direction. So yes, all you're just trying to do is put her in the right direction, but she thinks you're controlling, you know? And sweetie, he's only doing that so that way you won't be lost later in life, like you have been lately, and probably for a long time by now. That's all he's just doing. He sees kind of where you could be better, and he's just trying to look out for you, even given that you will be his helpmeet. Well, how can you be his helpmeet if you're always having your mind in other places? That's like you being at work, but you're not focused at the job at hand you're supposed to do at work. You're not helpful to the job that you're working at that point, see? So you're not helpful to that man that's in your life. Now, also keep in mind, Kobe Bryant, he introduced the Mamba mentality. Now that goes deep. I won't go too deep in all this about the Mamba mentality. Yet, one can counter that Mamba mentality with what I call the mongoose mentality. And I'm pretty sure others have said that before too, mongoose mentality. But I'm here to introduce you, whoever is listening to this, as I know a lot of people are right now. I will introduce y'all to the electric eel mentality. What do I mean by the electric eel? Eel. Well, while y'all think about the electric eel, let me see what some of y'all has said. Hey, what's good, Dave Harley? I believe this is your first time here at this channel. Maybe not. A lot of new faces have been showing up, so forgive me if you have been here before. But if not, and if this is your first time, thanks for stopping by, fam. Good to see you, John, up in the building once again. Good to see you once again, fam. But yes, the electric eel mentality. What do I mean by this? You got the mamba, right? And you got the mongoose. Cool. Guess what? The electric eel will electrocute both the mamba and the mongoose at the same time. So what does this tell you about the electric eel? It's not to be messed with. Most don't. Even anacondas avoid electric eels. So the high vibrational man being electrified, get it? He's not to be messed with. He's like that electric eel. Nobody comes within proximity of an electric eel. A lot of people don't know they can grow to be almost the same length as most crocodiles and alligators. Yes, they can get about 13 feet long. Some of them can. So they're definitely a force to be reckoned with. With that kind of woohoo at that size, yeah, they have no natural predators whatsoever. One electric eel can easily take down an elephant. I kid you not. So yes, crocodiles, anacondas, sharks, you name it, everything stays away from an electric eel. So think about that in regards to being a high vibrational man. You are very electric. You can electrocute. That's the way you execute. You know, you that's the way you want to be. You want to be like that electric eel. And the funny thing is that the electric eel he only uses his electricity to defend himself. Most of the time when he's hunting, he does not use his electricity. He probably does a little jab here and there with the electric shock just to paralyze the victim and then consume it. But that full jolt that we know of that's legendary from an electric eel, that's only when it's protecting itself. That's the only reason why it will shock you, literally. Charlotte Swine, you said Kevin Samuels is purple pill. Apparently, one of the material on YouTube is purple pill, not red. To what extent is this correct? Oh no, you're right, Charlotte Swine. It is, yes, because he's still telling you how to live within a society by certain means of its avenues. Obviously, that having revenue, if you will, but still having a certain perspective on the dating market, if you will, the way certain female nature is, behaviors. So just having an observation of that is red pill, but still going about living a certain way in a society, that's blue pill. So yeah, put together, that's purple, you know. But the black pill side of it is you didn't need to live any of those ways, you know, but you still live in this society, but you didn't have to live that way based on revenue, you know. But yeah, that's definitely a deeper rabbit hole. But yeah, you're correct, Charlotte Swine. You are correct. You are. Okay, cool, Dave. I'm glad you subscribed. I am very glad that you subscribe. I appreciate that, fam. All right, but yeah, be like that electric eel, high vibrational man with the speed of Flash Gordon, electricity flowing all around you when you're running at blazing speed and you shocking the world like you an electric eel. But ladies, this is for you, ladies. Oh yeah, you said so I'm gray pill. Yeah, hey, there you go. That's a new coin, man. That's a new coin. There you go, Roger. Gray pill. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, man. But ladies, this is for you. So yeah, ladies that are in the chat right now, in the clouds, and listening to this on the replay, perk your ears up, take your notes. Yeah, makes and then if you got some extra popcorn, nachos, and hot dogs on you, eat that up real quick. You're gonna want to hear what I'm about to say right now. All right. Now, ladies, use your youth and beauty to attract a high vibrational man. Notice, I did not say, ladies, use your youth and beauty to attract a high value man. I did not say that. Now, here's what I also mean, because I speak in double entendres. When I say, ladies, use your youth and beauty to attract a high vibrational man, I don't mean that you use your youth given your age. It doesn't matter if you're young or old. Youth just means being full of life. That's what youth really means. Being full of life. It doesn't matter what your age needs to be. So this is totally contradictory of the high value man talks in regards to you having to be of a certain age. 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm back. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like, it doesn't matter if you're young or old, still have youth and beauty. Now, beauty, I mean natural beauty. So how you maintain yourself, not how you're necessarily trying to get fit, just how you maintain yourself, okay? That's just being healthy, okay? You don't have to necessarily be what they call fit, okay? You just have to be healthy, maintain yourself. Because with your beauty, a man will just make you beautiful. A high vibrational man, that is. But you want to attract a high vibrational man with your youth and beauty, no matter how young or old you are. Use it to your advantage, but do not take advantage. There's a difference. Keep that in mind too, ladies. Otherwise, there is a rise of sugar babies. A lot of them, they will not be with a guy unless he is their sugar daddy. They won't be with the guy unless he is their sugar daddy. And I'm like this, what have you earned to get this sort of financial reward? And I don't even like to do what they call financial rewards. I don't like to do financial rewards. Oh, Emma, uh, I don't think anyone deletes your comments. Sometimes YouTube does that. Yeah, YouTube deletes comments off. I don't know why. Sometimes it happens. So just probably type with less words depending on what you're trying to type in the chat. But yeah, a lot of times it's YouTube. It's not the moderators. But yeah, there's a rise of sugar babies, literally, and they want sugar daddies. They want sugar daddies. Now you got this idea of a sugar baby daddy. That's my term, but I want y'all to decipher what I mean by a sugar baby daddy. Okay. Yeah, think about what I mean by a sugar baby daddy. Now, see, I'd rather respond to these type of females like as if I'm Kawhi Leonard. If y'all don't know who Kawhi Leonard is, he's an NBA basketball player, but he's known for being very stoic. Some thinks he's a Sigma male. I don't know. I don't look into those type of labels that much, but he's definitely stoic. And I think he became that way because there was a tragic incident that took place in his family, and that just kind of changed the way he started to communicate with people. Yeah, he just became very stoic over time. But nevertheless, I respond to females in a very stoic manner. Those type of females, I'd be just like Kawhi Leonard. And he one time said on an interview, he was just like, I'm a fun guy. I'm a very fun guy. Basically, I want those type of females to perceive me as being very boring. Yes, because if I'm boring, you're ignoring me. And that's what I want. I want you to ignore me. I literally want you to ignore me. Because if you're just trying to come at me like you think I'm gonna be a sugar daddy, you sadly mistaken, sweetie. So yes, if I'm boring, I hope you're ignoring. I pray that you're ignoring me. Okay? Now, because overall, she is supposed to help you. She is supposed to help you, fellas. Help you with bread, We get back to this idea of money. But what I mean by bread is not just money. It says, as it is written, um, give this day our daily bread. So she's helping you with the daily bread. She might be the one that actually starts off praying in the morning at times, or just with having insight, wisdom, and proverbs, just trying to be positive, just trying to enlighten you with based on what you've already reciprocated to her. But she could have looked up some things to edify more of what you've been talking about lately. Like, yo, bae, everything you was saying, like I actually kind of looked up some of that, and yo, you really be like hitting the nail. I want to share this with you, and just like helping you with the daily bread, not just like the cha-ching. I mean, that's cool too. If she's being a virtuous woman, like it said, like she goes out into the vineyards and the fields and the city markets, and she brings back fruits and vegetables to the household from time to time, because ladies like to do stuff like that. They like to go get the lemons and the peppers and the onions and the potatoes and stuff, and they want to be making them vegan meals, and make the tempehs and the saitans and the tofus. I get that. That's fine, ladies. You could do that, but don't forget about motivation. Don't forget about motivating. Okay. Yes, yes, ladies, don't forget about motivating him, because you got to, basically you got to be a spiritual helpmeet. You're supporting his vibrations. You see that he's on a high vibration, so you're just supporting his vibrations. What does this mean? Like, you think of copper. Copper, what? It is conductive of electricity. Ladies, are you being conductive to his electricity? Hmm. By supporting his vibrations. Keep that in mind. Let me see what y'all been saying. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Let me see what y'all been saying. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Woo-wee. Hey, I appreciate that, Tito. I appreciate that, fam. Much love. Much love. Much love. All right. Let me see what else. Oh yeah. Now see, my thing is, I know some guys out here. I've heard in the manosphere, they bring up the 3 F's. They'll say she got to be feminine, she got to be fit, she got to be friendly. Okay, but to me, femininity embodies all that. It's not separate. I don't really look at the fit thing as being feminine. That's more of a masculine thing for her to be fit. Her being feminine is just being feminine. I don't want her to necessarily be fit. I just want her to be feminine. But see, like I said, her being friendly, all that, like femininity embodies all of those things. You see what I'm saying? So instead of feminine, fit, and friendly, the 3 F's, I have the 3 P's. Here's my 3 P's. So like I said, you hear the 3 F's out here now: feminine, fit, and friendly. I have the 3 P's. She needs to have pleasure, procreation, and purpose for being around that man in her life, especially if he's on a high vibration. So, ladies, have that in mind. Either or all three. But nevertheless, it can't just be you just sitting there. Have pleasure, be about procreation, or be about purpose in that man's life, because you are there to be his helpmeet. Yes, you are, ladies. So there's a purpose of you being in that man's life. So that should actually help you, ladies. Like, if you get around a guy and you feel like you don't really have a purpose for being around him because he hasn't shed to light those things. See, like, there's things that he could do for you because he's helping you get out of darkness. Like he's just kind of showing you along the way, if you will. But out of that, you're like, well, dang, you're doing so much for me. What can I do for you? Like I should be doing things for you. And I feel bad. Like I don't want you to think I'm just like some chick that like I can't do nothing for you. Like I should be. I'm supposed to be. Okay. So that's the purpose part. If nothing else, the purpose. And yes, of course, the pleasure. Yes, yes. The pleasure, of course, ladies. You already know about the pleasure. I don't have to tell y'all about the pleasure. I don't have to tell y'all about the pleasure. Okay. So let's keep it moving though. Let's keep it moving. I got a few more things here. What is an hour and 15 minutes in? We doing good on timing. I got a few more things and I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight, y'all. Any questions, any other feedbacks or comments, feel free to put that in the chat as we speak. And hopefully those in the replay also be commenting in the comment section below. I do check out every comment of mine from every video and every live stream I've ever done. So just know that. Okay. Now, but yeah, fellas, sometimes you must maintain your vibration by having migrations. Okay. So you need to go on trips. You need to recharge. You need to have a vacation. If you're at your job, some days you're going to have to take off whether you got PTO or not. You're just going to have to take a day off. You're going to have to go and do your own version of a spa. Okay. You're going to need to do your little man thing, man cave, whatever you want to call it. You're going to need to do that to maintain your vibration. You're going to need to have your space. Sometimes you need to be in a quiet place. You don't need to have people around you. You need to have your own hyperbolical chamber that you can go to recharge, wherever that's at. Maybe it's not a building. Maybe it's a park. Maybe you're by a mountain. Maybe you live somewhere in Arizona. You're by a desert. I don't know. Maybe you're by the ocean. You like to hear the water come on the beach to wash the shore. I don't care what it is, but you need to do that. You need to migrate, okay, in that way, in order for you to better vibrate. Roger, you said, how do you feel about the Kwame Brown situation and D Wade fiasco? Ooh, good question. Well, I have checked out some of Kwame Brown lately, and I have been familiar with D Wade. I have not known of what's been going on with him recently, but from what I've gathered, I can say about Kwame Brown, he has been speaking up quite a bit. It's raising up some people's vibrations. I can say that much. Now, I can say with D Wade, I'm not speaking about him or against him personally. Some of that you can see the opposite taking place. So that's pretty much my 2 cents there. Okay. But yeah, one more thing I can say, and this is for ladies and gentlemen, because ladies, once again, you need to meet a high vibrational man, and you become higher in your vibration once his high vibration plugs into you, and then you start to take on his charge because you're conductive to him. See, like, don't think about being compatible no more. Think about actually being conductive. Okay. Think about being actually the right type of material to take on that charge of electricity. People talk about wife material. What about just being conductive material that can take on another vibration, that could truly take on that vibration? Where have these talks been lately? But yeah, one thing I want to say for everyone is sometimes you get migrations. Oh, my bad. Sometimes you get migraines from bad vibrations. I have. I've had bad migraines from bad vibrations. I literally had to, I had to take a nap. I could not move. And they were right. It takes like 48 hours to get rid of a migraine. So I know firsthand. I know firsthand what a migraine is like. And I believe it was from bad vibrations. a few more things y'all have said. Emma said Kwame was strong holding that all that for. Oh, you said Kwame was strong holding all that for so long. Oh yeah, most definitely. Yep. And then Charlotte Swan said respect to Kwame 100. Yep, for sure. But this just wraps up the High Vibrational Man trilogy. Not necessarily a series, but I just had so much to share that I had to get it out stage by stage, literally. And we definitely we're gonna talk about some more things in the next few days. Need to get back on this for those who were kind of later showing up to this live stream. I had mentioned at the beginning that I had not been live as I normally do lately because my recent work assignment had me out for an extended period of time, and I'm just now able to kind of have a little break at home to where, yes, I'm able to go live. In a few days, expect a few uploads as well, since I need to get back to that as well, since I see that it is of a demand that yours truly puts more out there for YouTube. So that's what we're going to do. But there's definitely more in store. With that said, hopefully this live made sense to some. Maybe this live did not make sense to others, but to the others that this live made sense to, feel free to hit that like button, especially those listening to this on the replay. And I hope that this new microphone sounds good to y'all while y'all been listening. If this is your first time here at this channel and you like what you've heard tonight, and you've maybe checked out some of my previous content, just some of it, just know that there's definitely more in store. So make sure that you subscribe, share this live, as well as my other content at this channel. Just go into my archives, which is in my playlist section. You'll see that I have an extensive playlist, quite a bit of things that I've been talking about lately. So my channel is very diverse. If you ever want to reach me, just go into the description section of this live stream here, this video, whatever you want to call it. Go into the description section. You'll see my email. You'll also see other channels that I'm on that I have. I have more than one channel besides this one. Make sure that you subscribe to those other channels. And also, I got other platforms outside of YouTube. Make sure that you check out those other platforms. If you ever want to tip yours truly, that's also in the description section. You'll see a Cash App and a PayPal. But hey, like I said, it's just a tip. No obligation, no expectation, just appreciation. Okay? Now, also for those who are new to this channel, but even for those who've been here and just haven't done it yet, make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you get all of my uploads in real time. And no matter what it looks like out there, it's getting better from here. One thing to keep in mind, as it is written, the meek shall inherit the earth. So until next time, y'all know the drill by now. I'll see y'all on the next one. And I see everybody saying peace out. Yeah, much love to y'all. Peace out as well. Signing out. Much love. And thanks for stopping by. Hey, what's good, Jay Sean? I see you, fam. I see you. Good to see you. For sure.